Level 1. The broken recruit. Your bank account reads negative $400. Not zero, negative. You lost your job 3 months ago, and this morning you woke up to an eviction notice taped to your front door. 3 days. That's all you have left. No friends to call, no family to lean on. Every credit card maxed. You're not struggling anymore. You're finished. You check the mailbox out of habit. There's one envelope, no return address, no stamp, just your name, handwritten. Inside is a single card, heavy cardstock, embossed edges. The message is short. Asterisk, purpose, and prosperity await if you give yourself up completely. Text this number when you're ready. Asterisk. You laugh, then you stop laughing. You stare at it for a long time. It's insane. It's obviously a scam. But you look around your empty apartment and realize something terrifying. You have absolutely nothing left to lose. You send the text. You go to sleep on the floor. Level 2. The Apprentice. You wake up to an email. Goldman Sachs. A job offer, junior analyst, and it has your name on it. You never applied. You don't have a finance degree. You barely have a resume. The email says you start tomorrow. You show up anyway. You have no idea what you're doing. But every time you freeze, every time the room expects an answer, you don't have your phone buzzes under the table. An unknown number. It tells you exactly what to say, which reports to pull, which executives to flatter, which meetings to quietly dominate. You follow every instruction without question, because the alternative is going back to that empty apartment with the eviction notice still in your pocket. 6 months in, you're promoted. Your co-workers whisper behind your back. They call you a kisser, a fraud, a lucky nobody. They have no idea. 1 year in, you're making $300,000 a year. You buy a car, a watch, an apartment in Manhattan with floor-to-ceiling windows. But late one night, your phone buzzes again. The message is ice cold. Asterisk. Remember who built you. Remember who owns you. Asterisk. Level 3. The Spy. An invitation arrives. A black-tie charity gala at the Plaza Hotel. Your name is on the list, which makes no sense. You're not important enough for a room like this, but you go. The room is power in human form. Senators, CEOs, old money with older secrets. You're told to mingle. You meet a congressman's daughter, 26, Harvard Law. Sharp eyes, easy smile. She likes you. You exchange numbers. Coffee becomes drinks. Drinks become dinner. She talks. You listen. She tells you about her father's committee work, the bills he's quietly pushing, the donors with very specific interests, applying very quiet pressure. You absorb every word and report it back to the unknown number. The reply comes fast. Asterisk. Good work. We are very impressed. Asterisk. New instructions follow. Attend this event. Befriend this person. Ask about this topic. You're not analyzing stocks anymore. You're collecting intelligence. You're a node in a network you don't fully understand, and you're climbing faster than you ever thought possible. Level 4. The Insider. Vice President of Investment Strategy. Corner office. Skyline view. Your own team. Direct line to the senior partners. You've arrived, except you haven't. The messages come constantly, and they've changed. They're not guiding you anymore. They're commanding you. Asterisk. Buy these shares before the announcement. Sell before the crash. Steer this deal toward this outcome. Asterisk. You're not predicting markets. You're moving them. You make a recommendation in a partner meeting. The firm follows it. 3 days later, the market does exactly what you said it would. The firm pockets $100 million. You personally clear $2 million. No one asks how you knew. They assume you're a genius. You're not a genius. You're a weapon being aimed by people you've never met. You trigger a crash in the tech sector on a Tuesday afternoon. Billions shift in a matter of hours. Thousands of ordinary people watch their retirement savings evaporate. That night, you sleep perfect. You buy a penthouse in Malibu. You drive a Bentley. You get invited to Davos. You are now a very valuable asset. Level 5. The Ghost. Your phone rings, not a text, a call. The voice on the other end is old and unhurried, and absolutely certain of itself. Asterisk. You're moving into politics. Asterisk. They give you a name. Senator Richard Ashford, Ohio. 12-year incumbent, running for re-election. The Illuminati need him in that seat. A wire transfer hits an untraceable account, $15 million. Your instructions are simple. Make him win. You move to Columbus. Ashford already knows who sent you. He's been one of them for years. You gut his campaign and rebuild it from scratch. You hire the sharpest consultants. You saturate every television market. And then you go after his opponent hard. An affair from 20 years ago. A drunk driving arrest that someone buried deep. You dig it up and leak it all to the press. The opponent collapses. Ashford wins in a landslide. The message comes back. Asterisk. Well done. Asterisk. 2 weeks later, another name. Then another. You're not running one campaign, you're running 6 simultaneously. Your name never appears in a single public filing. You are a ghost, and you are electing senators, governors, and congressmen across the country. They all owe their careers to you, which means they all owe their careers to the Illuminati. Level 6. The Puppet Master. Your candidate wins the presidency, but your job doesn't end on election night. You draft the legislation they use. You write the amendments buried inside bills no one fully reads. A bill passes in Texas, privatizing part of the state's energy grid. The companies that win the contracts are owned by people in your network. A bill passes in Pennsylvania, quietly reshaping labor relations. Costs drop. Your associates make fortunes. You are invisible. But hundreds of millions of people feel decisions you made in private dining rooms and back-channel calls. Then comes the invitation you've been waiting for, a compound in Montana. First in-person meeting, 12 people in the room. You recognize 3 of them. A former Secretary of State, a billionaire tech founder, a media mogul. No introductions. They don't need them. They tell you you're ready for the next phase. International operations. Level 7, the shadow. You're handed a country. Hypothetically, let's say Venezuela. The president is nationalizing oil assets and threatening to route exports toward China. The order finds this unacceptable. You don't fly to Caracas. You make phone call. You move money. 10 million to opposition groups. 5 million to military generals willing to defect. 2 million to journalists seeding the right narratives in the right publications at the right moment. You engineer food shortages by quietly disrupting supply chains. You manufacture instability and frame it as the president's failure. 6 months later, a coup. The president flees. A new leader steps in, one who's been on your payroll for 3 years. You just orchestrated the transfer of $30 billion in national wealth without leaving your office. You're not a spy. You're a conductor of chaos, and you are extraordinary. Level 8. The Supreme Magus. You are one of the 12. Your title is Supreme Magus, and the word times power. Times no longer feels large enough to describe what you have. You own an island in the Caribbean, not a vacation home, a compound. Princes fly in, presidents arrive on private jets. Billionaires come for the parties, the luxury, the absolute secrecy of it all. They leave having had the time of their lives. And you have recordings of every single moment, every conversation, every compromising decision, every dark indulgence that would end a career or collapse a government if it ever reached daylight. You don't threaten anyone directly. You don't have to. Everyone who walks through those doors understands exactly what they've agreed to. They will vote how you say, pass what you say, deal with who you say, or the footage surfaces. You have leverage over half the developed, but there's a crack forming. A journalist in Miami is asking questions about the island, about flight logs, about the guest list. The FBI has opened a preliminary inquiry. It's nothing yet, just the early tremors. But you feel it. One phone call later, the journalist's editor buries the story. The FBI agent leading the inquiry is quietly reassigned, crisis managed. For now, Level 9, the architect. You don't just advise the order anymore, you enforce it. A company resists adopting a policy the order wants implemented. You don't negotiate. You tank their stock. You call in their outstanding loans. You feed damaging stories to 3 different media outlets simultaneously. Within a month, they're calling you, begging. You give them new terms. They accept immediately and thank you for the opportunity. A politician pushes back on a critical vote. You don't debate him. You know about the mistress. You have the offshore account records. You send him a folder in a plain envelope, no message, no signature, just the evidence organized neatly inside. He changes his vote the next morning. You operate from a mansion in Palm Beach now. The most powerful people alive sit in your living room, drink your wine, and make decisions that will reshape the world before the glasses are even empty. Federal agents are parked down the street. They're building a case. Because you have a source inside the investigation. You are completely untouchable. You know it. They know it. Everybody knows it. Level 10. The Illuminati. Countries come to you for loans now. You give them the money, but there are conditions, concessions, policy shifts, contracts awarded to companies inside your network. When one country refuses your terms, you deny the loan. Their currency collapses within weeks. Their government spirals, and then they come back desperate, humiliated, and they accept every condition without argument. You have just economically enslaved an entire nation, and you did it from a conference room in Geneva. But something is wrong inside the order itself. There's a leak. One of the 12 is talking, you don't know who yet. Federal eyes are multiplying. The gatherings are being watched. The walls haven't closed, but they're moving. You're still protected. The network is still strong, but you can feel it, something shifting in the dark. Level 11, the Grandmaster. You don't manage a country, you manage continents. From your island, you redirect the flow of global influence like a man adjusting a thermostat. You move billions. You collapse governments and install replacements. You host secret summits where world leaders fly in under the cover of night. They plan wars, negotiate peace treaties, and decide the shape of the next decade in rooms that don't officially exist. Billions of ordinary people go about their lives completely unaware that the strings they can't see lead back to you. You decide which technologies get released to the public and which ones stay buried. You decide which famines receive international relief and which ones are allowed to deepen. You are playing a game with the entire planet as the board, and for the first time in your life, you feel something close to godlike. But the FBI is building a serious case now. Interpol is coordinating across 6 countries. Money laundering, human trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy at a scale the law was never designed to address. You're not worried. You've been here before. Senators, judges, agency directors, they're all on your payroll. You'll survive this the way you've survived everything else. Level 12, the eye at the peak. A lab needs funding. You provide it. The research is extraordinarily dangerous, but it's necessary for what the order calls the next phase. The science is cutting edge and completely unregulated because you made sure it stayed that way. Then something escapes the lab. Maybe an accident, maybe not. The world shuts down. Economies crater. Governments seize emergency powers they were never meant to hold permanently. You're ready. Vaccine contracts, digital currency frameworks, tracking infrastructure. You've pre-positioned everything. You profit from every layer of the crisis you helped architect. Billions of lives are disrupted. Millions die. But the strategic objective has been achieved. Wealth concentrated. Power centralized. Control tightened to a degree that previous generations of the order could only dream about. You're watching it all unfold on a wall of screens in your mansion when you hear it. Helicopter, then shouting. Then the front door comes off its hinges. FBI, Interpol, US Marshals, tactical gear and flashlights, sweeping every room. Before you can make a single phone call, your hands are behind your back and you're being walked out your own front door. Level 13, the Fallen Angel. Your cell is in the Metropolitan Correctional Center, Manhattan, maximum security, but you're isolated from general population, protected even here. Your lawyers are the finest money has ever assembled. Motions are judges are being contacted. Prosecutors are under quiet, intense pressure from people they can't publicly name. You've seen this process from the other side dozens of times. You know exactly how it ends. A few weeks, maybe less. The trial will be theater. The jury will be managed. The witnesses will reconsider their courage. You sit on the edge of your cot and you are completely calm. Then your cell door opens. It's not a guard. The uniform is right, but something is wrong. The face, the posture, the way the eyes don't move to the camera in the corner like a real officer's would. He steps inside and pulls the door shut behind him without a sound. You open your mouth. You don't get the words out. It happens fast. It's already over before you understand what's happening. The Illuminati protects its own until it doesn't. You served your purpose. You climbed every level, wielded power most people can't even imagine. And in the end, you were just another piece on the board. And the board had no more use for you. The game continued. It always does.